Welcome back to tutorial race, and in this video I'm going to show you that how ngForTrackBy works. In the previous video I showed you that how ngFor works with example. In this video I'm going to cover the ngForTrackBy. So in this chapter we will discuss about how to use TrackBy with ngFor directive, how to get the index of an item in a collection, identifying the first and the last elements in collection, identifying even and odd elements in the collection. So these things we will discuss about in this chapter. Now the question is why we should use this ngTrackBy. Using TrackBy with the ngFor directive may perform poorly with a large list. As long as the list is less, ngFor is fine. But when the list is very large, for example 500, 5,000, 10,000, in that case we need this ngTrackBy. A small change to the list, like adding a new item or removing an existing item, may trigger a cascade of DOM manipulations. So what does that mean? Let me show you with example. So let's put this inside the constructor so that when the page loads, this default value is loaded. Let's put this one inside the constructor. And then for that we need to declare here students any rather than this one, and then this dot students, semicolon here. So let's create a function called getStudents. So now let's close these curly braces, and what we will do, just this copy paste whole things, and we will add one more from here to here. Okay, and let's add one more field in this, the fifth one. So the fifth one, so now I added one more field, this one, the fifth one. If you like, then you can add one more field, 6. I added one more field, this one. So now total is 6. So what we are doing here, we will create a button. When clicked, it will display the 6th one. So as you can see here, currently it is displaying 4, but here we will put a button. Let's create one more tr here, and inside that td, and then call span 6. Inside that, let's create a button. Here I have created a function button, and which will say load more, and here the function name is getStudents. So we need to create one function in this one called getStudents here. we have already this function actually. Second, here. So when we click that one, it should load this one this time. We need to change a bit here. So let's try now how it looks like now. So when you click this one, it is loading another 2 records. As you can see, initially it is displaying 4, but when I click here this load more, then you can see it is displaying 6. So everything looks fine, but let's see one thing. Let's refresh this once again, and then right click and inspect the element, or press F12, and then here in elements, let's delete this one. In the element section, you can see here this table, and then press this one in body, and here is the list. So now try to click on this load more. You can see it is regenerated whole one. So it shouldn't have been generating the whole one, only it should be added. These 2 fields should have been added. So rather than adding these 2 ones, it is regenerating the whole DOM here. So suppose this is only 2 fields, then that's okay. But if there are 2,000, 5,000, or more than that, in that case, regenerating the whole DOM elements is not a good idea. To prevent this, ngTrackBy comes into the picture. So let's see that how we can use ngTrackBy and we can prevent this regenerating the whole DOM. Let me show you again. If you click load more, then you can see it is regenerating the whole thing. So we will prevent it using this ngForTrackBy. But the question still remains that why it regenerates the whole DOM. This happens because Angular by default keeps track of objects using the object references. When we click to replace employees or students button, we get different object reference, and as a result, Angular has no choice but to tear down all the old DOM elements and insert the new DOM elements. Angular can avoid this churn with TrackBy. The TrackBy function takes the index and the current item as an argument and returns the unique identifier by which that item should be tracked. So let's see with example. Here in this students list component.ts, I created a function called TrackBy role. So inside this we are passing 2 parameters. One is index number and then students any, and inside that it will return this student role. So it will track by the student's roll number. It will keep track of the roll number of the students, and it will generate only 2 additional, and it won't regenerate the whole TR. And we need to also make modifications in our students list component HTML. Here we need to add track by role. So this one we had already there in semicolon here, then track by role. So what is this? This one is just we created here this function track by role. Now let's try to check here. And then click on app, table, and this one. Now try to load this one. As you can see, now this time it doesn't regenerate this whole TD and TR. Let me show you again. Let me refresh this and then click app, this one, table, then these are our TR, sorry. So these are our TR. Now press on this load more. As you can see, it is regenerating only the two ones and not the whole one. So that's the magic and power of ngTrackBy. So how does this work actually? This index is kept there and it keeps track that which ID only needs to be regenerated. So it tracks by this student's roll number. So in this video, that's it. In the next video, I will continue this ngTrackBy and I will show you how to show the index as well as how we can keep track of other things also, and how we can see and use the odd, even, etc. in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.